All right, welcome back to Time Walk Magic. We are coming a little bit into our match here. This match has actually been going for a long time. In fact, at the time of start, it's actually still going.
Ooh.
So we wanted to give ourselves at least a decent shot at seeing the end of it, even if that might not work out because they take so long. So as you can see, a couple of game wins apiece. Adam Jansen's up a game, so is Kyle Boggemes. But we're starting down with Brian DeMars on the bottom part of your screen against Daniel Weiser. Wow.
Brian,
how wise is he really, though?
Oh
He's not even using sleeves.
Do you see what he just tutored up for?
What did he get?
Kumena.
Kumena, Tyrant of Erazka?
Also, that was the largest Forerunner of the Heralds I'd ever seen. I think it was a 9/8.
Oh, my God. How did it die?
Unfriendly fire plus a chump block by a snapping sailback.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and you know, he has a second Forerunner of the Heralds, too. He was just being able to tutor up your two best merfolk, or rather, tutor a Forerunner with a Forerunner, and then tutor another merfolk. Yowza. Oh, that little 3/4 Raptor from Daniel's not doing too much work here. Oh, but a form of the dinosaur.
Oh, I haven't seen this in play yet.
I have not seen that before either, but it is an awesome card.
So this is cool. So Daniel Weiser's life total is going to become 15.
Yep, correct.
And I don't know how he's going to chew through this board, but at the beginning of his upkeep,
correct.
I'm going to say what's really happening. He fights a creature.
Yes.
He is the dinosaur, and he fights a creature. The one thing that, this is a kind of a throwback to Form of the Dragon.
Sure.
The difference being that Form of the Dragon made you like a creature in Magic, where your toughness, you healed every round. This does not.
Yeah.
It's just your life total is who you are.
I love this play, though. I mean, Brian has a ton of smaller creatures, and, well, one of them can't be targeted, sure, but if he can just pick off the large creatures first, then he should be in good shape.
Actually, yeah, this is super interesting. And remember, he gained 5 life there, too. Like, this actually, added.
Wait a minute. We forgot about the Kumena on top of the library.
Does that matter?
Yeah, well, he gets to tap 5 Merfolk and put up 1/1 counter on all of his Merfolk. Okay, so.
Is that relevant or no? Oh, no.
Now, it's mandatory for Form of the Dinosaur. You have to shoot something if possible.
Yes. You must fight.
Yes.
Because you're a dinosaur. That's what dinosaurs do. They thrash around, they...
You would imagine at least you're enraged. Like, whenever you take damage, at least do something, but no, instead it's...
No, you don't get that far. You're an unskilled and wild dinosaur, as it turns out.
Oh, my.
All right. Well, he still has 5 extra merfolk since every creature's a merfolk on his battlefield.
And this is a great attack from Brian, even though he's quote-unquote chump attacking one of his creatures. Oh, sorry. I thought he was attacking.
He is.
No, he's just putting a counter on one of his
No, he attacked with the Forerunner.
Oh, I see. Just the Forerunner.
Just the Forerunner, and then he activated the rest of them.
Sorry, I wanted to see a full-on attack just to get Daniel lower. I think the life total might have been correct until the... I guess it was just counting the Forerunner then.
Yeah, it might have been just a little ahead of the game there.
Because that should have set his life total at 15.
It did, okay. Yeah. It went to 15. Well, now it says 15 again, but... Yeah, this is getting a little confusing. It was 15 when he passed the turn. He should be at 10 after taking 5 from the Forerunner, but he also just fought Kumena. There it is. Now he's at 3. All right, we did it. But his life total is now 7.
Yep. And all of Brian's creatures are at least 2 power at this point.
Yeah, and he has to fight one on his upkeep. Yes. This is not going to end well for Daniel Weiser. So we'll let this one kind of wind down here. But, Mark, I know you've been keeping an eye on some of the other tables and have an update for us.
Yeah, look, and I don't want to cut into Form of the Dinosaur, really.
No,
but,
I think the dinosaur is about to go extinct.
Well, Strength of the Pack finished that off, so we don't have to worry about this game anymore.
Yeah, so I have the conclusions from tables 1 and 2. On tables 1, the Lavrenz team.
Lavrenz?
Yeah, thank you. The brothers... They didn't cut the mustard.
No.
I know. There was a Vampire's Mirror in the third and final game with Jeremy against Joe Angelo, and look, he beat the Tetzelmach Primal Death by having Champion of Dusk the turn before to draw 5 cards and refill, but a 6/6 Death Toucher still was able to block all the vampires. Yeah, so and then in the other match, the Shahar Shenhar, Lance Austin, and Oliver Tiu versus PV, Ifro, and Ben S. That game that we saw, we saw that Shenhar and PV were going into game 3. Well, that was the final game. It took forever because it was Tender Shoot Dryad for Shenhar against the Gold Forge Garrison, the flipped Gold Guardian, and so they just went back and forth making infinite creatures until PV just killed the Tender Shoot, and then his 4/4s trumped the 1/1 little baby sapperling-ish plants. So that's the conclusions, guys.
Wow, thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Woo. And it looks like we're back on our way here. Stuart Parnes is playing against Adam Jansen. Adam, of course, won that first game quite quickly. Before we came in, he was already done with the game.
Speaking of Champion of Dusk, we see one there on Adam's side.
I like that card.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Even if it was just, you know, draw 1 card, lose 1 life as a 5-mana 4/4, I think that'd still be fine.
I agree.
Obviously, it's much better with the vampire synergies, but...
Yeah, lifelink plus just having a bunch of vampires means you can reload your hand and not often die to it.
I think Stuart drew Bombard for the turn, and with Adam tapped out, he might want to just fire that off on the 3/4 Exultant Sky Marcher since it does have a Squire's Devotion on it. Give it flying, or rather lifelink. Oh, but he's going to try to get aggressive here. All right. So that's a 5/3 Brazen Buccaneers attacking as well as a 5/3 Fathom Fleet Border.
Kenji, I have to ask you, what was our takeaway from the Form of the Dinosaur? Because I'm skeptical about that card.
Yeah, if you're
it's the first time I've seen it.
If you're far behind, it's not going to do too much, right? I mean, seemingly, anyways.
What if you're far ahead?
Yeah, then
probably
closes pretty darn good. Yeah,
but you'd expect that from basically anything that costs 6 mana, right?
Right.
So then the question becomes, what about in the middle? What about, you know, you're in a normal game of Magic?
I think it's very good in the middle, but at that point, Daniel was just so far behind, it didn't really matter.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that was a particularly good example because he was getting, like Brian had it all going on. But that being said, you know, what if he didn't have all of that stuff going on? He actually did get a chance to come back, Daniel did. Sure. So somewhere in the middle, hard card to evaluate, I'll tell you that. When Luis and I talked about it on the set review, we went back and forth like trying to sort out, you know, he had a different take on it, but I ended up saying, I just need to see it.
Right.
All right, there's Bombard, by the way, to take down the last blocker.
Yeah, it's actually going to be a close game. The fact that Stuart didn't kill that Sky Marcher allowed Adam to untap and play that Sanguine Glorifier to make the Exultant Sky Marcher a 4/5 flying lifelink. Yeah.
Bombard no longer good enough to kill it.
Now, that was a lot of damage that Stuart just put on Adam, though.
It really was. It was what, 10?
9. Oh, yeah, 10. Yep. Both those creatures, 5 power.
And he could attack for 14. Oh, boy, and Adam's at 5?
Well, for now.
Well, he could go up to 9, but he's dead on the crackback, so he's going to need stuff, although it looks like he has
grip full of cards.
Yeah, 4 cards in hand. So
remember that champion that drew at least 2 cards. It's a good start. Forerunner of the Legion here. Let's see what other vampires Adam might find. Yeah, Forerunner just fine on this battlefield anyways, as it trades with 2 of the vampire, or rather 2 of the pirates, which both have 2 toughness. Neckbreaker and that Dino Hunter. I'm guessing he doesn't have any more vampire bombs like Avona.
Where's all the Vonas at?
I don't think we've seen Avona today, have we?
Nope.
All right, Legion Lieutenant looks to be the card.
How pedestrian. Get a rare.
That's rare enough.
Yeah, that's true. And what does he cast here as well? Another Glorifier.
Nice.
Now, can he attack? Yes.
Well, he has 2 blockers, for sure. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that? No. 6 damage? Wow.
That's a mighty swing.
Yeah.
He is going to make life tough for Stuart Parnes. It looked pretty good for him when he passed, but not here. He's gonna try to jam through a bunch of damage, but he's going to lose a chunk of his board doing so.
Yeah, and you just see how awkward it is to not kill a lifelinker when you have the opportunity to.
It has really come back to bite Stewart here.
Yep.
Yeah, it has not worked out well for him.
Oh, I think that's a second bombard in his hand, too. Just doesn't do anything versus the flyer, though.
Just laughing at him?
Yeah.
Oh, those life totals don't look great, do they?
Yeah.
Took a minute to get him updated, but 11-2. So he effectively just has to kill Adam this turn.
Correct.
Or he's going to lose. So he's going to start off by bombarding, but that's just not going to do it.
If he had another removal spell, he'd be golden, but I think he's 1 damage short.
Yeah, and all he's doing is making sure that Adam knew which one to block. He figured it out. Bye-bye. That's 2-0 for Adam Jansen. So he takes the first match for his team. These teams, again, are both 5-1, meaning that a win in this round, this is round 7. We've got one more round to go. We play 8 rounds on day 1. A win in this round means that they're into day 2 guaranteed. But, of course, they're going to really want to pick up that last win in round 8. But big difference between coming into day 2 with 2 losses versus 1. Huge difference for your top 4 chances. Ranging Raptors is going to get in the red zone. Daniel's just going to take it. Uh-oh, here we go.
The first of the Forerunners.
Wow, Forerunner into Kamina. That is so powerful.
Tyrant of Araska.
Yeah, I guess he's running the show over there in the golden hidden whatever it is. But the interesting part is that he doesn't look nearly as good here.
No. His board was much wider.
Yeah, it's basically just 2-4 for 4. I mean, he can make it unblockable, but that doesn't seem like a great option at this point. He's going to need to find a few more merfolk. Well, I should say, he's going to need to find one more merfolk.
And look at this. Hunt the Weak to fight the Ranging Raptor is going to shuffle away Kumena. That is awesome.
That is pretty sweet stuff.
Now, remember, Brian didn't necessarily have to do that.
Right, it is a May ability.
But he needed that land, or he wanted that land badly enough to where Kumena was fine to shuffle away. Now, it's possible he has the other Forerunner already in his hand, which is why he didn't get the first one.
That would be actually sick.
Yeah.
Pretty unlucky for Daniel if that's the case.
Oh, it just looks like a Pioneer here.
Okay. Counter. There we go. Gets 2 of them.
Man, I think the Forerunner of the Heralds is just so spicy.
It really is sweet.
If it survives 1 turn... Oh,
Hadana's Climb.
Oh, Kenji. My gosh. Oh, and the Forerunner already has 2 counters.
Oh, my God,
so he can
you're right.
instantly transform it.
He can do it right now.
Is that a 2-turn clock?
Go to combat.
No, I guess...
Oh, no!
Daniel would almost certainly just chump.
He didn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been way sweeter.
Well, now the Jungleborn Pioneer of his own can trade away with Daniels.
I know why he did it. I'm not happy about it. I wanted to see him just take to the skies.
I had the opportunity to live the dream of Blossom Dryad with Hadana's Climb.
Ooh.
After transform it, yeah.
So you transformed it into the land.
Correct.
And then activated it, and then had enough mana to untap it.
Yep.
With your Blossom Dryad.
Yep.
And then undo it again.
Yep.
Oh my God! How much damage did you do?
It was like 14 in the air or something so crazy. Actually, I guess that doesn't make sense. You can't do 14, can you?
No, you probably can. I'm not going to hold you to it. But. Wow. Well, there's a good chance we see Hadana's Climb go off here. Oh, maybe not.
And this is where Daniel wants to be. Now, Form of the Dinosaur would be really good on this board.
Yes. Yes, it would make life very difficult for Brian.
Well, I guess I'm not going to say very good, as that hexproof creature with counters on it would be problematic, but...
Yeah, that is true. You're right. What is that, an overgrown Armasaur?
Yeah. And he played that pre-combat to put the counter on the dinosaur itself.
Okay. So he's got a 5/5. This one's not going to get bombarded. It is a pretty big brick wall on the ground. I got to give him that. He's given a, Brian's taking a more calculated approach to the Hadana's Climb. He's kind of looking to get value by placing counters in lots of different places. We've seen him put it on a few different creatures already, and clearly it's kind of in his head that he wants to, he's not looking to turbo out Hadana's Climb and just get you dead. He's kind of looking to make it work. But at this point, well, all right, Snapping Sailback for the double block looks pretty good.
Yeah, I saw some great cards from Brian, though.
Oh, Crash the Ramparts.
Yeah, being one of them, this is
9/9.
This is going to be good enough to eat both of those creatures and trample in.
Yeah, that is devastating. That could be the game right there.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to just mention that Brian also has a Shapers of Nature in his hand. So what he can do is put counters on creatures with the Hadana's Climb, take them off, draw cards.
This is getting silly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like Brian DeMars is in a pretty good spot.
Okay.
That's my expert analysis, Kenji.
Lightning Strike took care of the Shapers of Nature, so at least Daniel took care of one of the annoying cards.
But I mean, now he could just easily take how much?
I mean, oh, that's right.
Wait, 14?
He's dead on board, isn't he?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, you might want to read that one, Brian.
So when I first read that card, I thought it was more like a Kessig Wolf run where you paid X to pump the creature, but no, it just doubles its power and toughness and gives it flying.
And Brian just realized it too.
Card is
so
crazy good.
You also, we broke your theory.
What's that?
Well, didn't he just do 14?
Oh, you're right.
Although you did double twice.
Yes,
so maybe
no,
it
that's what I'm saying. That's why it doesn't work.
Was your guy 3.5? All right, so that's Brian DeMars winning his match, but the round is not over yet because Adam Jansen had won his. That leaves Gregory Orange, the Citrus Assassin, up against Kyle Boggemes, and well, just one game to play.
Oh, this board is very convoluted. Greg has Nezahal, as well as a few other great creatures, like the Hauler and the Spirewinder are both huge as well. Death Touch being really nice, but it looks like Kyle has a Chupacabra, at least a Sadistic Sky Marcher, I think, as well as Mavrin Fane. This board is gummed up. Although, Greg's creatures, oh, I see, he's at 4 life. That's why he can't attack very well yet. Two Waternauts cutting down some of Kyle's creatures there on the battlefield, you see?
Yeah, I can see the couple of flyers locked down over there. It's like a Sadistic Sky Marcher over there, as well as a Shining Aerosaur, perhaps?
Yeah, I think that's the second Sadistic Sky Marcher, since one appears to be hiding underneath.
Yeah, I see one down there, too.
You are not permitted to offer or accept.
There's also a Ravenous Chupacabra who's hungry.
Oh, is that a Treasure Cove down on Greg's side? Okay, yeah.
But no treasure at the moment. Oh, it looks like I lied. There's a treasure off camera because he just tapped it and drew a card.
Right, yeah, he's played Prosperous Pirates
and
the
there
turn
it is,
before.
Golden Demise.
Yes!
Game! Yeah, that guy does too.
Oh, Golden Demise is so good.
Yeah, that card has just been a complete disaster every time somebody's played it. Just destroying the board. And Nezahal's getting in. The Deadeye Brawler as well.
Yeah, he's going to draw a card off the Brawler.
Yeah, he's just coming
off.
off.
Look how many cards are still in his hand.
This is over. I mean, I don't know what's in the hand for Kyle Boggemes, but there's just no way you come back from this level of card advantage, right? I mean,
a Slaughter the Strong, maybe something he could have to deal with.
He'd just return Nezahal to his hand. Draw a card.
Wait, return Nezahal to his hand? Oh, I just did flicker it, you mean?
Not to his hand, yeah, I just mean flicker it. Oh my god, he has another one? Greg Orange, who just won that, has 2 Golden Demise in his deck. That is going to do it. So those guys are into day 2, but remember, our other team, they're not necessarily out. They'd have to win the next round to make it in. We've got a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have the deciding match, round number 8 here from GP Indianapolis.